Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories where I go over them, analyze them, and on occasion, make fun of them. Today, I'm going to be doing the final update to the videos I've been doing the last 2 days, which was titled, I'm sitting out in front of my wife's affair partner's house to confront him. And as a very quick review, long story short, this is all about a guy who found out that his wife was having an affair. He confronted her about it. And she gave him the waterworks, said, oh, I love you, I want to make it work. He stayed with her, but all along, she kept seeing and hooking up with the dude she was hooking up with to begin with. Finally, he then decided, that's it, it's over. He went in front of the house of the guy that was hooking up with his wife. He tracked him down and all that. Got him to squeal like a pig. The guy sold her down the river about what was going on. And then in therapy, he presented her with divorce papers, said it was over. And since then, it's been a roller coaster drama, where he confronted the dude who was hooking up with his wife's wife, told her everything was going on. Roller coaster drama with her. He confronted his wife. It ended with him in his driveway where he told her parents straight in the eye what was going on, so there was no confusion. She cheated. She had the affair. He tried to make it work. Same thing. And it ended with the wife coming over to the house, freaking out, yelling at him, crying, the whole drama. And him even hugging her when she was upset and all that stuff, and pretty much saying, you got to leave. I don't want you around here, So it's a whole drama fest, what's going on. And we're going to pick up where that left off, and we're going to see in this final update where things go with this guy. So it starts off, he says, hello everyone, I've had a lot of people reach out to me in the last several days looking for an update. I apologize as I've been swamped with work, and by the time I get home, I'm focused on the kids to the exclusion of everything else. That said, a lot has happened, and I could use your advice. Well, you're certainly going to get my feedback here, dude. I've mentioned already that I talked to the affair partner's wife on Friday. She told me she is not ready to end the marriage and that they are staying together and they're going to try and make things work. Yeah, good luck with that. When he told her, by the way, for those of you who watched, she didn't seem at all surprised at what he did. Translation, she's now enabling his behavior. Try to make it work. Good luck, honey. He says they are in counseling. They have children together, and I don't begrudge her trying to save her marriage. Well, dude, look what happened to you. You tried, and look what happened. But okay. I did the same thing when I was in her shoes. Their kids don't know. I wish them nothing but the best, and I hope they are able to work things out. I still say he should have nailed her. She asked me to not contact her while they work on things. I fully intend to respect her wishes. I hope they can salvage things. Good luck. That guy doesn't deserve a second chance. He's going to do it again with somebody else. If not this guy's wife. And by the way, let's just say hypothetically that he decides to actually be totally true and blue and loyal to his wife. Well, the woman that hit this guy who's telling the story's wife, she's now chopped liver. Maybe that's the reason why she's crying and begging to get this guy back, because her affair partner is done with her. That's how Chad and Tyrone roll. My wife and I had another therapy appointment on Friday where we exclusively discussed how to tell the kids. She told me that she doesn't want to get divorced. There's a big surprise. She begged me over and over again not to go through with this. I told her that she made the decision for me when she went back to the affair partner after I told her not to. She told me they hadn't slept together again, and I found out, and it was a lie, and that she didn't discuss the details of what she did and why and where they were going. Another lie. When I confronted her with it that I knew again, she broke down and told me she knew what she was doing was wrong, but she didn't think about the consequences. Well, there's the old joke about the ladies and accountability. And that she just needed someone to confide in, the affair partner, because she couldn't talk to anyone else about it. Define confide. Talking to, seeking help, or have it as you know what in her mouth. You know, like me, her husband, who was supposed to be trying to work things out with her. Even when I do consider forgiving her and giving it another shot, I just keep going back to the lies and deception. She just keeps digging her hole deeper. Well, that's what she was doing with her affair partner. Lying to me about sleeping with the AP again, lying to me about what she told him. It comes so naturally to her that I know I can never trust her again. The lies just roll off her tongue, and she believes they are the truth, and that if I weren't so informed, I'd believe her. But I know better. So even in the moments where I want to embrace her, kiss her, and tell her everything will be okay, I remember her lies, and it keeps me focused on moving forward separately. Yeah, if there's no trust, it's done. Relationships, you got to trust. All relationships. Friendships, business relationships, and of course, romantic relationships. Anyway, we told the kids Friday night. It was awful. I'm sure that was not fun. They totally understand what is going on and they are a mess. They are mad at her for having a boyfriend and mad at me for leaving mom. Not cool. Probably because she was bawling her eyes out. They have a right to be mad at her, but this guy, he has every right to end it with her. He tried. But at the end of the day, he's the adult. He has to make the decisions. She really did not want me to say that she had a boyfriend, but I was resolute on that part. The kids had their first therapy appointment is Friday. I have no idea how that will go, but I'm hopeful they will get to start working out their emotions around the whole thing. Meanwhile, I'm trying to be firm as a disciplinarian while giving them the freedom to express their grief and anger and confusion around what is happening to their world. It's a difficult balancing act. Yes, it's okay to be angry and yell and cry. No, it's not okay to destroy your toys because you're angry. Shit like that. Yeah, that's got to be tough. I'm not a parent, at least not to my knowledge. And, I don't know what it's like to be a parent, but I'm sure it's tough. They can express their emotions, in my opinion, and all that, but being rude and disrespectful and destroying things, And I would not be tolerating that you're leaving mommy crap. Oh, no. My soon-to-be ex-wife came back to the house Friday night, and for the time being, we are cohabitating until we come up with a plan for who is moving out and when. What do you mean, who is moving out? I thought she was moving out, and you were staying there. And I think both of them being in the same house is a bad idea, because this guy caved before, he could cave again. We will have to sell the house. I can't afford to keep it and pay child support and pay alimony regardless of how much that turns out to be. The housing market in our area is down right now, and no one is buying houses. So we agreed to wait until spring to put it on the market so we can get a better price for it. The next 4 months cannot go quickly enough for me. This was written a couple of years ago, because if this was now, he'd be obviously making... Pretty much anywhere here in the U.S., the housing market's been going through the roof thanks to actions by the Federal Reserve and the government. But that's a different discussion. But 2 years ago, it was slowing down. It's all going to be a miserable Christmas. I can't even bring myself to put up decorations, as trying to celebrate something right now seems completely foreign to me. I'll do it. I want the kids to have a normal Christmas as much as they can. I just need to find time and the mental bandwidth to drag the tree out of the storage and put it up. I think it's a very good idea. He puts up the decorations and all that, because it'll be a distraction. And things are already out of whack with the kids now, and their routine is disrupted with all this. So yeah, definitely put up decorations. Shit, if not, get your parents to come over and do it. Anything to take their minds off it. She's sleeping on the couch. As much as I want to be the bigger man on this and give her our bed, I can't bring myself to do it. Dude, I would slap the shit out of you if you gave her the bed. I want to hear this be the bigger man thing. You were the bigger man, and look what happened. You gave her a second chance, she just, pissed all over it. No, she can sleep on the couch. She can sleep in the bathtub or the garage. I put a lock on the bedroom door and lock it in the morning before I leave the house so she cannot get in there and mess with my things. For the moment, she's using the guest bathroom and keeping some clothes in a suitcase. Call it petty, call it a D-move, call it whatever you want. She left me, and I'm going to sleep in my bed at night and let her suffer on the couch. I don't think it's a bad move. And who cares what people think? I think that's the problem with guys like this. They care too much what other people think. So, that's where we are right now. It's not a super detailed update, but it covers the basics of what's been going on over the last several days. The house is relatively peaceful. She's barely talking to me, much less screaming and throwing a fit. The few things we do discuss are kid-related and are brief and to the point. And I'm sure there's more going on under the surface with her. There always is. But for right now, she's being amicable. You can bet your ass that there's more going under the surface. Those wheels are turning, plotting how things are going to go. And yeah, that's good to hear there isn't screaming and tantrums and all that, because when the story ended last time, she was throwing a fit and all that. Yelling at him, crying. It was a roller coaster of emotions, because it's like, okay, this manipulation tactic is going to work, so we'll try this. That manipulation tactic is going to work, we'll try this. And so on and so forth. Now, we're going to get to the other part, which is the final update of what he published and this whole drama fest here. He says here, hello everyone, I felt like it was time for another update. I got lots of good things and a few bad things to share. Oh, do tell. First, just be assured that everything is still cordial, respectful, and genial. I don't think anybody cares at that point. Tension ran high for the first week, but it's come down considerably as we settle into our so-called new normal. Frankly, it gives me hope that we can continue to settle things amicably, as we've generally been respectful to each other throughout all of this. I know it's hard to believe after everything she put me through, but she's being pretty straightforward and honest about everything, and I've been steadfast in my resolve. Well, with one notable exception to continue forward. Oh, whatever could he mean? That's nice that she's being amicable and you're getting along, for the sake of the kids and all that, but I wouldn't trust her after what she's done. And he's saying here, like, she's being honest. Well, you may get some version of the truth, but I wouldn't buy it. He says, second, putting up the Christmas decorations was awesome. The kids had a blast with it. We played Christmas music, we put on Christmas movies, and we didn't take anything too seriously. Awesome. I had a feeling the Christmas decorations would definitely help out with the kids. That's great, man. Anything you can do to make things easier on them without giving in to any of their BS, if they're throwing tantrums and breaking toys and everything, good. Because kids didn't do anything wrong. My soon-to-be ex got in on it too. She's still there living... Excuse me, guys. Since she's still living in the house, I couldn't exactly keep her from helping. Okay. It's the morning. I need a water. All right, thank you. Since she's still living near the house, I couldn't exactly keep her from helping. She oversaw the kids putting up ornaments on the tree while I hung lights up outside. I came in and we had a hot cocoa and watched Christmas Vacation. I sat on one side of the kids and she sat on the other. In previous years, we would have all cuddled up on the couch together to watch the movie, but I wasn't about doing that. Wow, I didn't know families still did that anymore. Like, all on the couch watching something at the same time. Nobody on their phones or their iPads or their Surfaces or anything like that. That's impressive. Third, the kids' therapy is going well. The first meeting was honestly a lot of paperwork and a get-to-know-you stuff. We got into things a little bit, but the kids were shy and unclear about how things were going to play out. I don't think he mentioned how old his kids are. I think that having me and the soon-to-be ex in the room also put them on guard a little bit. The second session apparently went a lot better. We started session number 2 together talking. And then the therapist asked if he could step out for a little bit. We waited outside of the room while the therapist and the kids talked. Then after about 15 minutes, we went back in and the kids shared what they had discussed. They expressed a lot of sadness and uncertainty, told us they didn't want us to get divorced, and told us they didn't want us to live in separate homes. And that's too bad for the kids. They didn't do anything wrong. But at the end of the day, this guy's got to do his best for him, because if he goes back to her, mark my words, it's only a matter of time before the same shit's going to happen again. It could take 6 months, it could take 6 years, but it will happen again because she will lose respect for him, because she knew eventually she got to him. She wore him down, or the kids wore him down, and he caved. And when men cave, the women don't respect them. It is what it is. If she doesn't respect you, she doesn't love you. End of story. And I don't care where you are in the world, what your culture is, your religion, what motivates and the buttons that are pushed in women are the same, and the same thing with men. Human nature is human nature anywhere around the globe. And I've done countless stories of this, not just here, but on my other channel, Strong Successful Male. If you're not a member there, check it out. It's the same old story. Here's the fun part. Oh boy. Soon-to-be ex started crying and said, I don't want that either. As I sat there open-mouthed, all I could say was, are you kidding me? I stopped myself from going further. I nearly blurted out, then you shouldn't have effed around on me. But I didn't. Then, like a dummy, I chimed in, I don't want that either. But it felt like I was just tagging on to what she said. Then I turned to the therapist to ask if we could speak to her alone before we left. Dude, I get it's an emotional mess. I get the kids are upset, blah, 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 but don't cave after all this. Don't give me this I don't want to either thing. I get you didn't want to either. You can keep that to yourself. But don't tell her that, because that's just going to give her hope and get her to continue on trying to get you. Look, I'm all for marriages working out if there are good, solid reasons to work out. But when there's the cheating and affairs in the mix, it's done. Now, I'm not a big proponent, in no way, shape, or form, a big proponent of marriage in today's world. Let me make that abundantly clear. I've made that quite clear all the time on my other channel. But if they actually had a really good thing going, and if there was something else that got in their way, and there's a way to get around it, okay. But affairs, and then everything cheating, and he gave her a second chance, no. The kids will get over it. With 5 minutes left in the session, the therapist asked the kids to step out into the waiting room and close the door. She then lit into my wife. She said that she was being manipulative and was painting me as the bad guy with what she was saying, and that she needed to cut that shit out if we were going to have a good co-parenting relationship before going forward. Wow. The therapist actually digging into the wife and stand up for the guy. That's good. But that's exactly what she's doing, manipulation. She said that if my wife truly didn't want to get divorced, then she would have thought about the consequences of her actions while she was having her affair. She basically said everything I wanted to say but couldn't. Well, that's great the therapist said that, which is rare. But, dude, don't lose your balls now, or they're going to be in a vice for the rest of your life. It was kind of awesome. That night, the soon-to-be ex-wife apologized to me for what was said in the therapy and said she would think more about what she was saying and how her words would impact the kids before she said them. It was all about all I could hope for. Outside of that, work is good and Christmas preparations is coming along nicely. Oh, and I accidentally had you-know-what with my wife. Smack. She got to you. I get you're married a long time. I get the emotions are a roller coaster, but that was the worst thing you couldn't do. What happened to your locked door? That's the oldest trick in the book to get a guy to cave, for a gal to get what she wants from a guy, to hook up with him. He says, yeah, that's the above reference exception to my resolve. Here's what happened. Rewind back to the night we put up the Christmas decorations. It had been a great day. We all had a good time, watched movies, and enjoyed being together. It was just like we had been before all this shit went down. We put the kids to bed and sat down to finish watching It's a Wonderful Life, which is her favorite Christmas movie. Oh, that's an interesting movie to choose in your current situation. It's a Wonderful Life. And she's probably thinking if, oh, she could change things and blah, 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 blah. We had both been sipping on eggnog and brandy throughout the evening, and between the warm feelings and the warm brandy, I didn't realize how much it had impacted my judgment. Gee, you never ever thought that alcohol would impact your judgment. That's never in the history of human history how alcohol has impacted people's judgment. Come on here, man. She leaned over and kissed my neck, softly. I turned to her and we just, yeah. We went out like a couple of teenagers. I wish I could say I wasn't thinking to myself, don't do this. But I thought about it. I just went against my better judgment and did it anyways. That is the theme here, dude, that you keep going against your better judgment and gets you into trouble. You've been doing so good for the most part up until this point. You should have taken her back the second time, like before. This is the oldest trick in the book for a gal to get her way with a guy. And the whole thing in therapy sessions is like, I don't want this either. See? You're building up her hope, and it's showing that she's wearing you down. You want to go through this again? It had been so long since she and I had been together. I know I wasn't in my right mind. That said, it was great. We both had a fun time. But as I lay there afterwards, I just started to get disgusted with myself for doing it. Well, yeah, because once the hormones, once you've calmed down, once water's been thrown on the you-know-what there, once you've done your business, of course you're going to be thinking that. Go on Tinder. Or no, don't go on Tinder. That's a cesspool. But get it someplace else. Don't go to Tinder. After all this time, after all her betrayals, after all my good progress, just fuck. I'm still pissed at myself. And now I got to deal with all the fallout from this. Oh, you bet you do. Because now you just built up hope, and you've also shown her that she can now get to you. So expect the whole drama fest of roller coaster emotions to continue on, jackass. I told her that night that I didn't change anything between us, that I still want a divorce. I told her it couldn't happen again, and that we're going to go back to the way things were. She agreed. I mean, she said she agreed, but who the hell really knows with her? Well, dude, I would put another lock on your bedroom door. In fact, I would have probably a moat in front of your door with barbed wire and crocodiles guarding it so she can't get in your bedroom because you have no self-control. You need to put a chastity belt on you. Don't do it again. You're not going to end up sticking to your guns. I haven't had a chance to discuss it with my therapist or with our marriage counselor who we are meeting with. Oh, I can't wait to hear that discussion. And I got to go get an STD test because I don't know if she picked up something from the affair partner or not. Dude, you didn't wear protection? Smack. Imagine that. Imagine if you did the dirty deed, and guess what? She got pregnant. There'd be a whole other bunch of drama you'd be dealing with. I don't have to worry about a surprise pregnancy because I had a vasectomy several years ago. Well, that's good. But the rest of it just absolutely boggles my mind. How could I have been so stupid and let my guard down? I'm sorry to disappoint anyone with what happened. I'm imperfect. I'm pissed at myself, and I'm not going to let it happen again. Well, guys, that is unfortunately where things have left. The story was 2 years old, and there's nothing beyond this point. So we can all speculate what happened next. He was on the path, and he obviously wanted to do nice things for the kids at Christmas. I get that. But then he blabbed in therapy about, I don't want to get divorced either thing. Plant of hope in her head. The next thing you know, they're drinking on the couch. Bad idea. And they start getting frisky. Yeah, they were together for a long time. Yeah, these are the mother of his kids. Yeah, he deep down never wanted this to begin with. And people are human and have faults. But still, after all this, I got to wonder what happens next. Because there haven't been any updates since then. So you know what probably tells me? He probably got back with her. And there was no way in hell he was going to do an update and have everybody have an avalanche of, are you a freaking moron, dude? So I'm going to guess probably with these, and knowing what I know, he got back with her. And what do you think's probably going to happen? The odds are extreme that maybe after the whole reconciliation phase, one way or another, she'll be back finding other dudes to talk to by texting or whatever, and will be a whole situation all over again. Some guys never learn. Is it easy? Hell no. But you got to stick to your guns. And you saw through the different updates I did, the tactics that were used to get her way with him. The crying, the yelling, the twisting things around, back and forth, back and forth. Now he's on with the kids. And then the oldest trick in the book got him, hooking up with him. Because there's no updates after the hookup. Well, good luck, dude. He's going to need it. So, alright guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Let me know what you think about how he handled things. Have you ever been in a situation like this where you were trying to move on and the oldest trick in the book was used against you? What happened there? How did it work out for you? And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.